This is the 46th annual Old Newbury Garden Tour. I can't speak to all of them, but I've been involved for the last 4 years, and each year has its own personality, its own challenges, its own rewards. This year is special to me because it is the 250th anniversary commemoration of the Battle of the American Revolution, and all the battles of the American Revolution. But of course, Massachusetts is really at the forefront of commemorations of that. So we have themed this as Revolutionary Gardens this year, the 46th year. And that gave us a chance to really think about what is revolutionary. Some of the gardens are actually on properties that are associated with people who fought in the Revolutionary War, or their children or their families. So it's given us a chance to tell those stories. Some gardens are doing revolutionary things with plant materials, with water conservation, and some gardeners are sort of thinking about what freedom, how to express ideas in their garden. So it's been an interesting opportunity to think about those things. We have a couple of gardens that have little sort of red, white, and blue beds, and everything in between. This is a community that is so entwined with Revolutionary War history that any property that you go to in this community is going to have some link to the history itself, and then we get to sort of play with it philosophically as well, which is really fun. A lot of our garden owners garden for their own pleasure and their own families, and then but then also when pressed, have all these networks of other people that they take advice from, that they get plants from. There's these communities of gardeners. Some of them are formal and most of them are informal. But pretty much any gardener that you walk around their garden, they'll tell you where they got a plant, and it's got a story. And plants with stories are the best. They're, and why people connect to plants in a lot of ways. And this is a strange thing to think about, but the more I think about why people garden, the more revolutionary it seems, because we really don't need to anymore. It's a lot cheaper and easier to just go buy whatever we need. Most of us don't have to grow anything for any reason, and yet we all do, right? Isn't that sort of a revolutionary act right there? We keep going back to the soil, even though at this point most of us don't need to. And I think it's a very interesting question. Why is that so appealing and healing for us? So I've loved hearing the stories of people's gardens. I've loved watching them be delighted telling the story of a favorite plant or a favorite feature. And I've loved some of the gardeners have shared plants from their garden right on the tour. So somebody came over and was digging up a plant to offer to one of the guests while I was here, and I thought that was just lovely. Take it, there you go. Because you know what, it comes back. It regenerates, so it's lovely.
It does take like a 2 or 3 second.
Maybe I will put in the birth of death. Well, no, the birth.
We can crop that out.
Yeah, I saw that. I just like to try to help do this fundraiser because it's such a big fundraiser for the community. But the thing I think that touches me the most is the generosity of the homeowners that are willing to put their spaces or make their spaces available for the public to see. What always
amazes me is how far out of town some people come. So there are lots of people who come just to come to the tour, and they might live really far away or may run into it for the first time. So that it's fun to meet people who are here just for this. With the homeowners that I've had the opportunity to talk to, I think it is for them very rewarding because it gives them the opportunity to share something that they clearly have worked really hard on. And there's a great deal of pride in that. So I think that I have experienced, they've loved talking to people who are enjoying their gardens and talking about reasons why they chose certain things for the gardens and being able to share that. So it seems like a very enthusiastic, very rewarding experience.
Yeah, almost like something very personal now.
Oh yeah, it's like sharing a piece of artwork and having someone appreciate it. So yeah, and not I haven't seen homeowners personally at each one of the properties, but in the times that there's a great deal of pride of being able to share that. But the generosity of being able to share it is, I think, tremendous. I happen to be at a very historic property today that it looks like this property was built before the Revolutionary War. So to see how someone uses it in the modern world, something that existed before even the Revolution, is kind of neat to see that history and modernity together.
Okay, the experience with the museum is that there's always an interesting fact that you learn and a new tidbit, and it may be about the museum, it may be just about the community. I think I had my moment when somebody was asking about trim on the museum and I was able to answer a question. And I felt like, ooh, here I am. I'm special, I know something, and I'm able to share it. So that's the fun part. I don't know, you work so much in your yard, you probably take it for granted, and then to be on the tour and put in the extra effort and to hear that people really like it, it's great satisfaction and it's nice to share. I'm particularly fond of my Bear's Breech or my Encanthus, which is it's a weed elsewhere, and it probably came from like the Greeks, and it's a very architectural plant. So I like it. It fills in. It's self-seeding, so it works well. That's what I like.